Hello and welcome to another episode of Space Engineers, as we start another wonderful morning here in our valley on Earth. The only blemish being that ugly bit of ice over there on the left. What is unfortunate, that is just an aspect of Space Engineers' level of detail. As you can see when I fly into it and get up nice and close, can't even notice that anything is wrong here. But then as I fly back, first there's like a bumpy texture right there. And then like there's little divots on the surface there. Some small holes. And then as you keep going back, some bigger holes, like it's been hit by asteroids. Then a giant crater, and even all the way back into orbit, a huge divot into the surface of the ice there. So much damage being done to it. But I'm going to see if I can fix that later, because if I can come through and use the drill and fill, finish removing the rest of the materials in here, and then replace it with stone, which I have an inordinate amount of stone from removing all this stuff, then maybe I can clean that up and it wouldn't have those level of detail issues. We'll have to find out. But you can kind of use that as a indication if you're playing on like multiplayer. Someone or something has damaged the ice there. And then as you fly down, if there isn't a surface like disturbance, you know, oh, there's somebody underneath the ice. A good little thing, you can help spot some hidden bases. And if you want to actually make your bases hidden, you have to do it on like some uneven terrain or deep into a mountain, so they're not able to see the damage. But let us move on and jump back into our character here and jump back down to the base. Unfortunately, still in the shadow of this mountain, but we'll get some sunlight soon. In through the fighter access way, we've got a fair amount done here. I've got the most of the floor paved. We have a little bit of a different design where we're going to have these conveyor junctions here with a pair of hinges in order to adjust the height depending on what rover ends up being there, similar to like I was doing here. And so we need to get this thing starting to be functional. Add some lights to this, add some all sorts of fun stuff. The problem being is that there is an annoyance I'm having with projectors. And just to show it off, I need to first turn off all of the build and repairs on here. So build repair group 1, we'll turn it off. And if I go to the projector and I load onto it, it's currently using Earth Base 3. Loaded on the projector, everything's aligned, everything's nice and happy and perfect and wonderful. But it's using these offsets of 23, 37, -2, and 90 degrees with -90. So that's just how it aligned. But if I get rid of those and I zero them out, I go to projector base, and I zero out all the offsets, we can see that the base is anchored at this block. Because when it's 0, it's at that block. Which happens to be, with that being the entrance, this block right here. So that is the projection's anchor. However, if I go into the projector and go to blueprints, and go to Earth 4, which is the new version that I want to start building on today, and go back to it, that block is here now. And I'm not doing any offsets. So there's a new sort of origin block, and it's past the hangar, and it's actually along the pathway here going towards the city, or the future city. So it's right around there. So because of that, even if I max out on the projector my offset, it's not enough. I don't have enough play in order to align this thing anymore if I want to use this particular blueprint. So I'm going to have to move the projector. Ugh. Why? Why is this so annoying? When I was working on the asteroid base, I always, and I can show that here with asteroid, every single time I blueprinted it from the same spot, and every single time I put it into the projector, I didn't have to change the settings. It just redid it. And even as the thing got massively large, like from 10,000 to 30,000 blocks, it didn't matter, as it just worked. I'm doing the exact same thing with the Earth one. The first one was at the blueprint at the projector, and I thought, oh, I have this down. And then the second, third, and fourth were all at the block right... where is it? Right there. This block right there in the center of the screen was where I made the projection from. How do space engineers freaking determine what is the starting block of a projection? It's so annoying. But what it means is that I have to move the projector again. And I have to move it back into the base here and get it closer. And it may be that I just have to move this projector every single time I do this. Which is annoying. It'd be so much easier to just grind it down and build a new one. I don't have to deal with having to try to move it around, and I definitely don't think the jump jack has the ability to lift something like that right now. So just grab everything we need for a projector, and we will fly back in here and just, I don't know, slap it down on one of these right now. And I'll go and reload the projection and get it all nicely realigned. Alright, with the projector in place there, we can see it is at that origin point, but I only need to go that far for this origin point. That orientation. And then one block down? How's that from my entrance? Yes, looking good. And then just a whole bunch that way to get this all aligned. Oh, is it still not enough? Oh my god, it's still not enough. Really? Oh, it's 2 blocks. Why did these only go 50 blocks out of the projection? Ah! If there is a mod out there that gives you a projector that has like a kilometer that it's able to adjust to, please tell me. I need it in my life. I need it so badly. Goddamn thing. And now with that projector moved away a little bit, we're capable of getting everything nicely aligned. It should be right there. Oh, beautiful. And the start of the pathway to the next zone. Oh, yes. Alright, now I can turn on my build and repairs. And let them go crazy. Look at the initial bits here. But the other piece that I ran out is as a temporary connection. I may use this again in the future, but just for the moment, we've got a conveyor tube coming out to where my storage is going to be, or at least my temporary storage, which should give us enough in order to, we just need to get one build and repair working in here. And if that build and repair has access to that storage, I can then add a programmable block to do the build and repair like assembly, and then this one will build this one, which will build this one, which will build this one, and then it'll just go all the way around, and they'll build the whole thing lickety-split for me. And it'll just be a cascade of awesome. So we need to get some conveyor connected up. I should have at least a bit here. Yep, a few interior plates, just enough for me to get this thing connected. I need to do a corner down, corner that way, corner that way, and then tube. And now the next tube gets started. Wonderful. Now, I'm tempted. How big are the build and repair areas again? I should probably stick a build and repair on the edge of one of these cargo containers. I wonder if that would be enough to reach the one inside. It would be if I moved it around and such, so let's do that. Ugh, I need steel. Good thing I have a ton of steel plates in this area. Let's have front and rear. Good. So I want to move it forward for it to be connected to all that stuff. And then we can do the rest here. Get the programmable block. Slap it down on here. Do the build and repair group. Get everything nice and functioning. And then I can use these 3 assemblers. And it can start building everything. And we can, while it's building, pave a little bit more with a paver. Alright, build programmable is done. So it's program, build and repair. And get the build and repair thing. Copy that for ease. And I got the one build and repair. So far, that is. Put it into the group. Grab our 3 assemblers. And get the build and repair group. Assembler group 1. You should be all nice. Excellent. Now we just need to get everything started here. It looks like this production on the mobile field base has stalled because there simply is not any iron ingots available on this thing. Basic assembler, why do you have 4,000 in your... Don't share. Share with each other. God damn it. Everyone gets 1,000 ingots. Don't hoard them. There you go. Now you can produce some stuff. But realistically, we should get these 2 bases connected to each other because we need the resources and processing ability on both of these. Because this has a whole bunch of power generation, like the hydrogen engines and such, and also just a truckload of batteries that this base could use. And this has a truckload of materials that we need to just start, using. So, let's get them connected together. And it should be fairly easy. Should it not? As should be able to do sort of the double hinge effect as well. Get this thing nicely landed in a spot, and then sort of hinge over a connection to it. and everything should go absolutely wonderfully. And me saying that in that way means that something is going to explode now. Come on. Hinge. There we go. Conveyor. Hinge. So let's get that all connected up. I should have some stuff to build tubes here. Excellent. And for the hinge, just give me some steel plates so I can get it going. So, I want from this up to this. So let us start with hinge and hinge. And it just goes flop, because of course it does. Get this built up. These large steel tubes. You, build me some large steel tubes. God damn it. Oh, wow, you are building a lot of conveyor stuff. Excellent. You, make me large steel tubes. Alright, those all built up and connected. Let's do this as 45. Lift it up. And this one will be negative 45. And take it down. And that should hopefully be enough to bring it up to the equal level there. Yeah, that's looking good. So now we just need a connector. And what's a... extend this out a couple blocks? Yeah, let's do that. Let's get a little bit more room here in between these two. And then we'll put a connector there. Excellent. So now I need to do the difficult orientation of slowly maneuvering this giant-ass ship into position. First things first, you are connected. Is your landing gear engaged? It is not. Let's engage your landing gear so that you are secure. And also turn off your dampeners. Very good. All engines are on. Engines are a go. Unlocking. Dampeners on. Small hover here. And we're going to pull back. We're just watching right there. A little to the left. Just the lightest of taps. As I frantically spin around my camera trying to find the best angle for all of this. Nicely aligned. And move on forward. Can I get a good angle right here? Ooh, yes I can. Until we lightly bump into it. Then from here, settle it down, turn off our dampeners, resting on the surface, lock up. Power, my wind turbines re-engage. Excellent. I should just be able to do some slight adjustments with this in order to get these to lock. As soon as we get them all nice and built. Oh, looks like they're wanting to lock right now anyway. Let's take this. Current angle is minus 47. How about if I take you to, say, minus... No, I don't want you minus anymore. I want you a little bit higher. I want you minus 40. Ooh. Ooh, might be a little too close. How about you stop there and you lock? Okay. They're connected at least. It's janky, but it works. And I like when things are janky because they're fun. And once this stuff is a little cleaned up here, the bases can access each other's power and access each other's resources. Hooray! We have success here. So now the mobile field base is charging. Absolutely wonderful. And if we see, we've got all those wind turbines on there. Let's look at our batteries for the mobile field base. Fully recharged in 6 hours. Absolutely wonderful. And our assemblers should have more than enough. Everybody's on assembler group 1. The build and repair group 1 is everybody, including the ones in the MFB. And so, you should be getting everything you need to build into the wall here. So how you doing? Okay, you started. I want to make sure that your area covers the expanse there. So let's just quickly land myself here. Build and pair this one and toggle it on. And oh god, turn down your volume. Let's show that area and see, where do you go to? Oh, you are just barely not getting to the build and repair. So I just need to move you slightly this way, which would be, thankfully these are labeled, to the front. So, control panel. No. There we go. Control panel. Build and repair. System. And to... Where's my... Ah, here we go. Forward offset. 10 meters. That's all we need. We just need a little bit of extra space, which will get us to here. So it should build all that stuff up nice and lickety-split. In the meantime, I can turn off that area because I don't need to see that anymore. And I can continue paving the world, which I should have, yep, full cargo ready to rock. And just dump what I have in my inventory. And let's go paving. It's really hard to see when you're in the cockpit of this thing, as there's kind of a paver in front of your face, as we kind of have to do a this sort of view. Oh geez. Had a little bit of a clang come out to bite me there. Stop jiggling around, little shippy. I like how the blocks that I placed there in order to get the projector far enough are that different color. Soon we will make it so that the base isn't entirely orange. But it's not going to happen immediately. Alright, so now the next important things is to make this base somewhat functional and livable. And oh my god, look at my wheels. They're janky as shit. Now, I can save a lot of this paving for later, so let's just back up and leave this for another day. This base is dark, because there's literally nothing in here to cast any amount of light except for a little bit coming through the skylight above. So, I think having these couple little blocks here is nice to sort of define where each individual cargo bay thing is, but I should go and grab a whole bunch of construction components, because I can build a whole bunch of lights. Alright, 100 construction components in hand or so, and let's take a look at how we want to illuminate some of this area. I'm thinking eventually, when I dig out the area above it to make it a little bit easier space to fly in, I'll put some spotlights on the ceiling pointing down to sort of light the area. However, in the meantime, and also what I think would look great for this area, is we can put some interior lights all the way around here. So if this is going to be the center, and there is going to be a hinge to adjust based on what's here, I'm thinking we can put one underneath where that hinge is. And then, how do we want to do this to make it symmetrical? We could do two empties, and then a light. Then two. Ugh, this is not symmetrical. Ugh. Life doesn't like me that way. I think we just need one there. One there. Get these lit. And then get them turned up. Unfortunately, there's no access over there, so I gotta jump all the way over to here in order to get the corner light. And it will be the only corner lights on this grid. And let's just bump their radius for now. I want to see what they look like with full radius on them. Not bad to sort of help illuminate the area. It could definitely... We'll definitely need some more from an overhead light. But at least that it's, you know, a little bit. Now I want to get some of that junctions in there. I want to get them functioning here. So let's grab some stuff for that and the hinges. Which that just needs steel plates and such. And go take a peek here. As have the build and repair in the wall has not been built yet. Soon. It is connected, so it could very quickly build this build and repair if it wanted to. Which I don't know why it is not. Do it! Build it so I can use that thing. We should just be able to place, and then get these hinges in place as well. Hinge, flopping down with connector on the hinge, although that's going to require these to be finished first. Or at least maybe this one. We can take this one and we will do what would this be? Hangar bay 1 hinge. So I can keep all of these in all these figured out. Come on, I want you to go straight forward right now. There we go. Raise on up. And as soon as there's space, bam, connector onto it. I need a motor. I need motors. Give me motors. Give me motors. There we go. We have enough. So, we can get this second bad boy functioning. And he can be the same sort of thing. We'll just point him straight forward at the beginning. Hangar bay 1 hinge. And we can take our little ship here and drive him over and see what kind of height he needs from there. It should be the same. It should be sort of that 45-45. But with the hinge, if I don't need it, say I'm not going to use it, like when I first built it, you saw how this hinge just flopped down, that hinge could flop in, and it would just be, tucked away. Alternatively, this could just point straight up. Alright, so now, yeah, that looks like about half a block down. So we'll set this guy to negative 45 degrees. Negative 1, and lock him once he reaches his point. Alright. And then you will be at positive 45 degrees, which I have to do the upper limit first. And then lock. Oh, you are not done. I should have not locked you maybe yet. Yes. I should have waited till you got to position, then locked you. Same with you. You look like you're good, though. The speed is too high. There we go. You are pointing up just ever so slightly. You silly little hinge. You are supposed to be at 45. Let's take you down to 40 here. And just bring you back up to 45. Yeah, there you go. Now you're a good little hinge. And now we'll lock you. But for some reason, when I lock you, it causes you to stick up ever so slightly. It'll work out. Let's get this connector built up, and then we can park our first rover actually inside the base, which is awesome. And connector complete. Now, won't be able to transfer any materials on this yet. But hey, we can park, and that's cool. First park of the hangar. Yeah! Oh, that is exciting. And I wonder, are these things strong enough? Shall I stick around a little bit with them? Ha, why not? Your upper limit will be 0. Are you strong enough to lift this whole thing? Come on. Can you not, No, it doesn't look like it. It's not just gonna go right and pull up this entire thing. It does not have the power for that. At least if I don't screw with the torque. That is. Oh god, I want to set that back to where it was before. What is that torque? Let me just copy that and put it back in there. Nope, rip. Alright. We'll just keep you at your minus 45 here. But yeah. Excellent. If I unlock and drive away, continue my stuff, come on back here, and ooh, it's connected now. Is it? Yep. Yes, it is connected to the base. So I can actually, and it might be stealing the steel plates I have in here for other nefarious purposes. Yeah. Excellent. So we are unfortunately at one of those annoying parts when you're at a space engineer's playthrough, when I just got to do a whole bunch of just construction. Like, there isn't really anything interesting about this, but I just need to slowly drive along and build a bunch of pathways and do a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, the next real interesting thing is when I get this pathway done, it can actually pop through into the location for the city on the other side and actually start building the city, which will be the most fun thing ever. Partially why this video was like a week since my last one. And partially because I'm lazy as hell, but also just getting things in my testing world planned out and figured out, so I actually know what the hell I'm doing over the next several episodes. But with this, we can actually start functionally using this hangar bay. I will quickly get a spot in here so that I can put the jump jack. We should probably build an atmospheric ship to do some exploring or building with. I'm not sure what else to do next, besides just a whole bunch of off-camera paving and digging and waiting for my drill and fills to mine out all my tunnels and such. One interesting idea, which I think might be very fun, was to do essentially a tunnel boring machine, which I think would work out quite nicely, and I kind of want to do it for the under the ice portion. So if I just park up here, for example, I figured out this is kind of where I'd like to put the elevator, and it would come down here to a nice wide tunnel that would go all the way over to here. When I get down there, build a rover or inchworm type thing that uses landing gear, like lock landing gear, extend pistons, lock on the other side, unlock the original pistons, like the original landing gear, retract pistons and sort of inch forward. That might work. And the entire thing would inch forward along here, drilling out a tunnel while building the projection as it goes. That might be kind of cool. We can attempt to do that in the next episode, and I will figure out how to do it, because I have no idea. I've never done that before. But that is the plan. Next episode, we are going to build a inchworm tunnel boring device, which will also be kind of like there's a type of paving called hot in place, where it like is this giant long machine that rips up the asphalt, like redoes stuff to it, adds a little bit of fresh stuff, and mixes it all up, and then repaves the road. We can essentially build one of those, a giant crawler that will just crawl along at like half a meter a second, bore tunnels, lay down the road, and weld it all up, and it'll be beautiful. But that's going to be it for now. Sorry for a slightly uneventful episode, but just doing a whole bunch of logistics and construction in the background. Next time should be oh so exciting. That's gonna be it for now. Thanks for watching, and good hunting out there, fellow space engineers.